I guess we'll keep this one.
Well, but
Too late.
Okay.
This is bad right there. And I hadn't pruned it for 3 years. So this is like a problem child tree. Oops.
Good morning. Welcome to the Happy Harvest Homestead. Today I am going to take you guys along with me as we prune our fruit trees in our orchard for the first time. Recently we took a class about pruning trees, so we kind of have a general idea of what to do, but I'm sure we'll make plenty of mistakes. But hopefully you will be able to learn as well from both of the things we learned and also learning with us from our mistakes.
Apple.
So right here she is using her leg to measure at what point the branches should start. Using your knee as a measurement is a really easy way to do it.
Said you don't want too many branches too far down on the ground. So we've got about branches coming off there. This one is better because it's got more space. This one's kind of going the same direction as this, so I'm going to clip it off. But this one's going right in between. It'd be nice if we had one here and one here, but that's fine. We got the rest of them look pretty good. This is the central leader. This and this one are right on top of each other. So I guess I'm going to trim. The rest of them look good. This looks dead. This is dead out of here. Trim right above that little spur. He called them spurs to promote new growth. That'll grow that way, which is the way you want.
Does this one look dead too?
Good eyes. I hadn't gotten over there yet. Totally does. So we're gonna just trim. You're supposed to trim up against the collar, and you don't want the cut. You want water to run off the cut. So on these branches, we do them at an angle, but up against the trunk, water will run down just fine. Okay, any more deadness? Everything else looks alive. Then any branches that are going in,
Even like little ones like these?
I don't know. I guess we need to take a third off this tree to promote good growth. So this one's growing out, this one's growing out, this one's growing out. Let me go big to small if that's okay. This is growing out. But yeah, I guess this one is going to be growing into this branch. So and this one would be fine. So let me take this off right there. And this one, I guess we don't want underneath. Down or in. So this one's going to be growing down. This one's growing down. Out and up. Because if it's growing down, I'm reminding myself, the fruit's going to weigh it down even more and it's just drag.
This is down, isn't it?
Yep.
Oh, here's a little nub.
Yeah, he said little nubs sometimes you can even just pick off when they're really small.
Kinda,
if they don't come off easy, like that one didn't, I'll snip them.
This one's kind of down.
Yeah.
Over here.
Well, let's see what happens with that one.
Okay.
Because it could grow. I would love another branch this way if it goes that way. If not, we can take it off next year. He also said if you have to take off too much in 1 year, you could just think, okay, next year I'm going to take off this branch, You shouldn't let them get too long because then they'll weigh them down. Or was that just peach trees?
It makes sense for all trees, not just peaches.
Okay,
peaches are like no different than apples in weight of fruit.
So this one is going to grow this way and potentially get in the way of another branch. But this one, well, maybe not. It's growing up. He said you do right above. Yeah, so maybe we'll trim here. Right above. So now this will stimulate this one to grow. Unless we'd prefer this one. That one would look better, huh? I'm going to snip all of them just a tiny bit. And I guess maybe not this one, though. It's got a lot of...
Was this new growth?
Yeah.
With a different color?
This one's all crooked.
Are you ever allowed to snip the leader top thing? I know with tomatoes you're not supposed to.
I feel like trimming it back down to here so it would grow straight. Let's Google it. I have my phone in my pocket.
Okay. So we shouldn't cut off the
Yeah.
leader.
So let's.
Okay. We could like put a stick here and then kind of like tie it to the straight stick to make it go straighter.
It might balance itself out. I don't know.
True.
And this is a Honeycrisp. It might die and not do well
True.
this climate anyway. So good thing we started with this one. And I hadn't pruned it for 3 years. So this is like a problem child tree. I'm gonna leave it.
Okay.
We didn't prune off a third, but that's okay. Nectarine. Okay, so
this is a bowl. Is this one of the trees that we had in the nursery for a long time? That's why it's so big.
And that's why it's so bad shape.
The ones we just bought and planted will be a lot easier. Look at the buds. Little buds. They're so cute. You said this is a nectarine tree? What's Google say? Okay, so a central leader is bad. So a vase or a V, did you say?
Vase, like a
Vase.
bowl.
So like a bowl.
I'm gonna first take off deadness.
Okay.
I think this whole thing might be dead.
Yeah.
Look at these ones producing buds, and look at these ones completely
They do look so dead. And brittle. Yeah, they're like cracking.
So originally this one was as small as these, but somehow they died. So we're gonna just take them all off. If your rabbits want to eat any of these fruit tree
Yes.
branches, you can come collect them
Oh
anytime.
my gosh.
I'll just leave them
Everyone's
at the base of the tree.
apple and willow. And I'm like, we don't have any like extra apple branches, but now we
This whole
do.
thing is dead. This is all dead, doesn't it? Look dead.
Yep.
Let me just test this branch.
Okay. Looks dead to me.
Yeah. It's not like this one, huh?
No green. And are you cutting them at an angle? Angle not up against here, just angle when you're cutting out, right? Is that what you said?
So the water runs off
So
of
it
it.
runs.
Like this branch, if I just cut it right in half, the cut part would sit
Oh, and like
up to gravity, you know?
Yeah.
And then water could pool on there and it would rot and stuff.
Oh.
So it's basically at an angle to the ground. It's like perpendicular to the
Okay.
ground is what you're supposed to do.
Is this one dead? Maybe.
I didn't see that one. He did say, keep walking around the tree. Keep walking around the tree. Don't prune too much from one side. This one looks alive though, look.
Oh yeah, little buds.
I guess that's the benefit of doing it in the early spring is you can see buds and not buds. But these ones look dead. Let me start low and work up. And each branch, I'm going to do dead and branches growing the wrong way.
What would happen if you just left the dead bit on?
I don't think it would hurt the tree. It might stimulate new growth to get the deadness off, like deadheading a flower bush. Maybe, can't remember. He also said that, at least on peach trees,
This is a nectarine.
which is similar to a nectarine,
Okay.
all these little buds, you should be able to have a hand in between them. So
this one would be in the middle.
yeah. I like that this one is growing this way because we don't have anything growing this way. So we're going to leave that one. This one is growing out, so that's good. This one, right now, there's nothing growing here. This one's growing
Up.
up.
And it's going to eventually hit that main one.
Take that off. This one's going to grow too close to that one, maybe. Which one is better, do you think? Maybe this one?
Sure. Because this one would
Yeah,
like,
this will be
weigh it
underneath.
down, huh?
But both of these are close too. I guess if I took this one off, there'd be more space.
Which one?
Okay, let's take this one off then.
Okay.
This one looks like it's going to crash in.
Are we cutting at an angle for these ones?
Trying to. If you see one that doesn't look angular.
This one looks like it. I don't know.
Okay, thank you. So do we like... yeah, we like that one better. Okay. And then I guess we'll keep this one?
Well, but
Too late.
okay. Looks like we only have all on this side, so it might lean it over this
Oh,
way.
you're right. Okay, so
the
we'll
next
leave this
big one,
and we'll trim this one. Maybe because I'm standing on this side too. I'm supposed to keep moving around. If we need some things to be on this side, I'm going to trim it right above a bud that's pointing this way, so it'll keep growing this way.
Oh, that's a good idea.
So which bud looks like we
I don't know how
want it
far
to-
up do we want it to go. Right now it ends to like way up here.
Yeah, and we're going to trim it low. So maybe this
okay.
one.
Yeah, that one's a good big bud.
And at an angle.
Is that little one
This
too?
one going, it's going to grow down, huh?
This one will too, though.
Maybe it'll grow out, though. Let's leave that one
Okay.
on. We'll see. I guess we can always wait and see and trim it next year, huh?
Then how's the top? This one, the top looks pretty okay.
I'm going to trim it a little bit and stimulate more growth just to top it off. Okay. So I'm going to leave this one because it is growing up. It's on the bottom side, but we'll just leave it for now. We'll see what happens.
Okay.
We'll see what happens.
We can fail. We're good at failing.
We're really good at failing.
So is this a good bowl shape?
No, because it started
True.
off to be that way.
So
We
should
need some
we-
more branches.
Just let them like grow back? Or-
We'll have to pray that it grows some more branches this way.
Okay.
If not,
We'll just turn it
it'll have
into
to be a bad tree. If we had another branch bowl, we would take all these inside ones off. But it needs them for balance, I think, at this point, so we'll leave them.
Here's a really good example of an angle.
I guess we need some branches this way to balance the tree right now, right? Should I trim it right here?
Okay, so since my main camera I've been using to film on broke a long time ago, I've been using my phone to film things while we wait for a new camera that I ordered to be delivered, and it still has not been delivered, so we're still waiting on that. But one of the downsides of using my phone is that the memory on the phone fills up really quick, so I'm not able to like film a whole bunch for a long time because the memory fills up and I have to go inside and take the videos off the phone onto the computer and then come back out. So that's what just happened right now. The memory ran out and I had to go inside and empty the phone of a video. So now I'm back and we're going to continue the video. Sorry for the interruption.
Almond.
Ooh, an almond, our first nut. It started out really sunny and nice and now it's all cold, so we had to go get our coats. And then sadly, I missed out on a whole bunch of trees as I was fixing the camera. And they just did fruit trees at the class, right? They didn't do almonds, so
Correct.
yeah, just have to look it up. Those are all dead, right?
Yes, and they're too low.
Mm.
And they're dead. I see it's alive up here. We weren't watering them very regularly, so I think they may have concentrated their survival just in their trunk and let their outer limbs die off for survival. Yeah, that's definitely alive, so we might just have to wait and see how this one goes.
And then you cut that one off to promote more growth, right?
It's kind of going down, but it doesn't have very many branches, so I'm just going to let it grow down and we'll prune it next year.
Okay. Well, that was easy. Going down to the next row, and the next one's an almond as well. Hopefully this one's better than the last one.
Oh, this is bad right there. Well, it's planted. We don't have anything else to plant in its place, so let's just see what it'll do. These branches are definitely dead.
Should we like trim it to a nub or something?
Let's try that.
Good luck, little almond. Ooh, this one's gonna be hard. Look at this. It's huge and gnarly and old.
It's got webworms on it.
Oh, that's not good. This is an apple tree?
We have no idea what kind of tree this is. I'm going to treat it
Okay.
like some sort of nectarine
Okay,
or
so
peach. I'm going to
it's
treat
like
it like a peach.
So do a
Because I think we had a mystery tree and the leaves look similar to a peach leaf or nectarine
Okay.
leaf when we saw it in the nursery when it had leaves before it went dormant. So I'm going to take all these little ones off.
because they're too low.
They're too low to the ground. And these little blossoms looked like the nectarine blossoms.
Oh yeah, they do. And like above that looks dead, right?
Yeah.
And then there's a tiny little bloom right where you're cutting, so that's like where the dead stopped. So we're doing a bowl shape. So would this be good? Because it's like a bowl.
Yeah, this will hopefully become one of our main branches. This will be another one.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, and it'll hopefully bowl out. So I'm gonna cut Well, eventually we don't want this branch because it's growing into our bowl.
Yeah.
But I think for stability for the tree, we're going to leave it on this year till these other branches get stronger.
Okay.
So eventually we'll prune this one off, but we're going to leave it for now.
Should we like take all the little branches off it and like cut the top off or something? Because we're not going to have it long term.
We'll trim it down for sure. You might want to step back.
Okay,
So it
that
doesn't
might
fall
fall
on
on
you.
me.
Well, I can tell that we're going to have to get some better pruning equipment.
Okay, other stuff first.
Okay, I'm going to start at the bottom and work my way up. This one looks all dead too, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
These are all looking dead to me. We will take care of you from here on out, little tree. This big branch itself is still alive. Ooh, and this might be a new bud.
And is that to promote more growth?
Yeah, and it's too tall.
Oh. Whoa, that was a big one. I love when you do the big ones. It's so satisfying. Kind of scary too, though.
That one's alive.
Was it growing in the wrong direction, or is it going to crowd out the other ones?
That is a great question. I think it is making it too crowded. They said that you want your fruit, your blossoms and your fruit, to have lots of air circulating around it and lots of light. So you don't want branches too close together because it's too crowded. It promotes like fungal growth and stuff on your fruit, so you want to kind of spaced out as much as possible.
Ooh, what's this thing? Is it webworms?
Oh, it is.
Again?
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't look like it.
I'm going to throw that in the pond.
Woohoo!
If I just throw them on the ground, they'll probably...
Yeah, they'll crawl back up and get the tree again.
Oh yeah, there's some on here too.
Oh, webworms.
I'll have to come back with gloves and smash those ones. Probably don't want this one underneath these because it won't get sunlight. So I'm going to take that one off. These ones are probably spread enough apart that they'll be okay. I'm going to trim this one. It's, too long, too high, and it to promote growth. And I like that this one is going to be growing out. So it'll keep that bowl shape going. So I'm going to trim it right above it. This one's kind of growing into our bowl. Plus it's got webworms on it. So we will throw that in the pond. This one's going to grow into here. So I'll take that off there. I don't know if this one's good or not, but I might just leave it and see how it looks next year. Whoops, I didn't do a good job. I did it. That's gonna hold water. That's too bad because I wanted the branch to go that way, but that's okay. I guess I could trim here, huh? Now the water will run right off that and the branch will continue to go out. So. Well, we're moving around a lot. We're doing our job. This one is alive. Let's trim it to promote growth. This one's going to grow down underneath. We don't want that. I also don't want them to be too crowded. It'll weight down the branch. I thought my fingers have rested. Let me try one more time with this guy. Try from the other angle. Oops, we forgot to have you move.
Okay, are we done?
I think that's as much as we can do on this tree right now.
This one looks like an apple.
So
are you measuring?
Knee. Yeah, I'm putting my knee in here because
I was like, why are you tapping down the dirt in just one spot?
I guess we could. I feel like that's too close still. Too low. So we'll hope for some more branches to come out here, but so far we've got at least 3.
And the apple tree needs a leader with like 3.
Yeah.
And then
big branches coming off.
Not a bowl. Then this one is a pear.
and I'm measuring. And so with my knee, I'm going to take these ones off because we want a nice strong trunk. Again, it needs to have branches that come out. So like
the
this,
apple 3.
this, yeah, this. We wouldn't want this branch right on top of this branch.
Mm-hmm.
We want them.
Because it's in the middle of those two, it's okay.
Yeah, it's in the middle. It's more balanced.
Oh, and then this one's in the middle of these two.
Yeah,
Well, this one's kind of coming out right above this middle one.
that's true. But it's high enough above that it's got one in between.
True.
So we're going to leave it for now. We can always trim it next year. This is a fairly new tree. We haven't neglected it for years and years.
And then later we'll have to put spacers in between, right? Because it grows so narrow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it won't be so crowded. Again,
this is another apple tree. So we have one leader, then little triangles of branches, or groups of 3.
plum tree.
Ooh, the one with the green leaves. Aren't they so pretty?
And I'm hoping this is a central leader one.
That's all it's got.
That's all it's got. One looks dead, but the very base, it's got a little sprout. So I'm going to be very careful.
Oh, yeah.
I do like that.